We're talking about R. Kelly suing Lifetime over his documentary and a lot more on Black Hollywood Live's The Trend. Hey, I see you, Tanisha. I see you. 2019. It is 2019.
Sure is.
Wow, this is our first show in 2019 for BHL's The Trend. What is up, everybody? I'm Derrial Christon. Joining me today is alum DJ Jesse J.
What's
Coming straight from the gym.
Straight from the gym.
Straight from the gym. Getting that workout in 2019.
That's right. But I started before the new year.
That's right.
I went in the new year strong.
That's what you got to do. That's how you keep it. Keep the momentum going. And our very special guest today, because Courtney Stewart is going to see Wicked, I believe, or something like that.
Which I'm real irritated at myself about because I was supposed to go with her, but I didn't stay on top of it.
Okay, well,
But it's fine. I love being here.
That's right, because we got Tanisha Laverne with us.
Yes,
Chilling.
you pronounced my name right.
That's right.
This is why I love
Listen, I'm gonna give you your last name too.
Most people
I just
say
gave you your first Tanisha Laverne Grant.
No, but most people say
Oh,
Tanisha,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I didn't want to give you your last name because it's just Tanisha Laverne. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Like
thank you.
entertainment
Thank you.
correspondent, came here
Hello.
from New York. She's here for the
Absolutely.
Golden Globes, which we're gonna talk about a little bit later. But look at this style of this lady
I
right
love
here.
it.
She just
You're
came in killing it.
You know, that Harlem juice. I had to bring it. You know, the HBCU love. You know, this is how we do. We used to have Runway Wednesday where I went to school at Cheney University of Pennsylvania. Founded in 1837. It is the
Wow.
oldest
That's right.
HBCU.
Oh.
The late Ed Bradley, who was a wonderful journalist, Emmy-winning journalist, who passed away several years ago, is an alum from my university.
Look at that. That's prestige
in the
right there.
Legacy of Ed Bradley. You know, I have to do that legacy. You
I
know.
feel that. Well, he definitely deserves it. You know,
Yeah,
because
it's
he's
just
paved the
so-
way for us in this room.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. He was on CBS for years on 60 Minutes. 60 Minutes. I always say 2020. That's Dateline. But Ed Bradley was on 60 Minutes. Yep.
Well, we're happy to have you.
Thank
His
you.
story.
And we got a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk about R. Kelly, we got Obama, we got the Golden Globes, we got Black filmmakers who are killing it and who killed it in 2018 with how much money they made at the box office. But first, before we get to all of that, we have the video
Why we
spotlight.
came in with the song we came in with.
Right,
You
this is
better
why we
act
came in
up.
with the song we came
Act
in
up.
with. Right, we acting
Act
up in here because we have the viral video. If y'all haven't seen this, this is crazy. It is a video of an employee from McDonald's who's getting attacked by a man. Is he homeless?
No, he's
or
not
the-
homeless. He actually ended up getting arrested after this video, not for this, for
my
doing
goodness.
something else. So then they tagged this onto it as 2 acts of violence. But no, so this is in Florida. So in Florida, there's this new law, which California has one kind of similar, where they don't give you a straw. You have to ask for a straw. They're trying to save back on
Well, you know, all the
plastics and-
condiments and everything. You can't get ketchup at McDonald's without asking
Well, yeah,
for
because
it.
they're trying to cut back. But the thing
I
about
get it.
straws is straws are one of the #1 most thrown away item, and it's plastic, and it was really like destroying the earth and the sea. So it's this whole thing. If you notice,
Okay.
like out here in California, you can't. Most people don't give you a straw, but in Florida, they
I'm
will
trying to think.
not give you a straw. It's a new. It's a brand. It's new. That's why Starbucks has now the paper straws. But so in Florida, though, you know, the man came up. He said, "Hey, I didn't get a straw." She said, "Oh, it's a law. We can't give you the straws unless you ask for it." But here, she ends up giving him a straw because if you when you watch this video, because I've watched this a bunch of times, but I didn't even notice. If you look at the video, the straw is literally sitting on his thing. So he physically attacks her, and she fought back.
Oh no! Oh, she's pounding him. Look at the form though. Yo, she is not playing.
No offense, but the guys are a little too calm in the back.
Well, that's the problem.
Well, I didn't see the beginning of the video till just now. I mean, he grabbed her though.
But it's not fair she has to go home because of that.
I mean, I may need her to go home just to calm down because you just want her to, you know, because that's a
fine
lot.
as long as it's a full day of pay.
She's still calm.
She did nothing wrong.
No, I mean he attacked her. Nah, dude, like.
So apparently after this, he then leaves and then comes back in and tries to fight her again. That's what the woman who recorded this video stated.
I mean, he grabbed her, he pulled her over the counter.
No, sir, you were not asking a question.
No, you were not asking a question,
bro. Ask me
a
question like that, and you would have got a hot frying pan to your face.
I'm not mad at her.
I honestly would have found a weapon.
This is horrifying on so many levels because as an African American woman, you're not even safe at work.
No.
Right.
You know, going to work is supposed to be one of the safest places where you are like, okay, I'm okay. I don't have to worry about whether or not my safety is going to be in jeopardy. And here she is.
That's interesting you say that.
Yeah, here she is, you know, at McDonald's doing her job. And this person feels like it's okay for him to attack her in that way. Like there's no currency in her life and in her human experience. And it's deplorable.
Question. You guys have one of my favorite TV shows is What Would You Do? Have you ever seen that? So in this situation, so this is something that they would. This is a little more violent, but they would take the situation, then they'd flip it a few times.
Sure.
Do you feel like if races and even sexual preferences were switched around, people would have been quicker to pull him off? Because I thought it was interesting. Behind the counter, primarily black, and the fact that this woman was instantly grabbed, my reaction would have been so much more faster, crazier, like to get that man off. And I just felt like everyone was just low-key a little too chill about it.
They were low-key, but I think some people might have been in shock. I mean, you know, like something like that happens, you just are like, I mean, I was just flipping a burger. Like, what's going on here?
No, you know what? I don't. It's so hard for me to buy into
a woman.
Because it's like, it's right. As a woman, it should be a visceral reaction for any male to just automatically go into defense mode. And that is something that is missing with black women. No one goes into automatic defense mode for us. We're out here fending for ourselves all the time, and that's the problem.
Go ahead and preach,
that's
girl.
That's a part of the bigger conversation that needs to be had.
Can we get into it, actually? Let's talk about Lifetime tonight. They're airing a special 6-part documentary on surviving R. Kelly. So they have about 50 different interviews. Some of the people who are going to be in tonight is his ex-girlfriend, Kitty Jones, his brothers, Carrie and Bruce, Wendy Williams, his ex-wife, Andrea Kelly, and musicians John Legend and Sparkle, who used to date him. Just some of them. So I watched a couple of the clips of this, and Sparkle was interesting to me. Like, cause okay, so basically, this Lifetime has gone to put this out. R. Kelly's team, TMZ, is saying alleged. This is all alleged. That he is going to fight Lifetime if they air this. Lifetime has come out to say R. Kelly can do whatever he wants to do. We're airing it tonight. It will be on tonight on Lifetime at 9 p.m. DVR it, which need to talk to y'all Lifetime about because I have YouTube TV and what's the tea. But so it's going to air tonight, 6 parts, 2 episodes each night, the next 3 days. He's upset because he's saying that I was never, you know, these are all allegations, and you're making an entire docuseries slandering me. And he says he has a tape. Now, this is in production with Buna Murray, too, which is a huge reality TV production company. He's saying that he has a tape saying that some of the interviews are lying and false, and that the production company said, it's not in our budget, we can't cut it out, so we're going to air it anyways. Why I wanted to say bigger conversation is because a lot of people, you know, are saying, like, why has R. Kelly never been really taken down from this? And a lot of people are coming out to say, is it because the victim is black women?
Absolutely. Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's so interesting for me because, you know, when I read these stories about, you know, black women, and I know some of the things that have happened to me as a black woman being alone. I have a story where I was on the subway one morning by myself, you know, neatly put together, and I was reading a book, and I was at the end, and I gently elbowed a man, and I really didn't realize it, and he said, you know, watch what you're doing, and I said, I do apologize, I made a mistake and elbowed him again, and he starts going off, and he's a big white guy, do you understand? And there was a black gentleman right across from me, and I'm looking at him like, you see this happening, and the people who came to my aid were other white women who were like, enough of this already. You know, and I said, had I been a man and had I been a white woman, there's no way in the world you would have been treating me and speaking to me
in that manner.
That's true. I
that
truly believe
manner.
that. Yeah.
And the other piece of, you know, whenever there is an issue with black men, the first people to strap on boots are black women.
I mean, that's true.
I'm
not going to deny it.
Black women, we will put our size 6.5 Timberlands on, and we will be out there marching for black men. Okay, advocating for black men, saving our money for black men to bail them out. And sometimes I kind of feel like, where's the serve return to us?
I mean, that's fair. Yeah.
There were several, as we watched the video with the young lady, there were several young black men in the background. And I don't know if they were terrified. I don't know. But can you imagine if black women were terrified every time one of our black men were shot, assaulted, gunned down,
and
beaten, robbed, and did nothing?
I mean, that's, yeah.
Can you imagine? You know, so it's just very jarring. It's very off-putting, and it's disgusting that there is no currency in the life of a black woman.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that it's
young,
this.
Right.
I disagree. I mean, I agree 150%. I believe it is changing. I believe just women, period. But I see it more so with black women, 100%. And it's funny because I had a conversation with a gay black male, and it was so interesting to me because then it actually made me take a step back and look at black women because primarily most of my friends are female black women. And so I hear the stories and I see it firsthand, but I think I'm applauding Lifetime for taking this and putting it out there because I think R. Kelly has gotten away with certain things for this reason. I'm just happy this discussion is happening.
Right.
Because I think when it happens with movies, it kind of gets glamorized.
Well, the other piece of this too, which is very interesting, is that whenever there's wealth involved, whenever there's fame,
oh yeah,
you know, that's a slippery slope. Because if R. Kelly weren't were not R. Kelly, then what would the narrative look like?
Well, I mean, there's also a lot of celebrities who were asked to be a part of this as well. Jay-Z, Erykah Badu, Questlove, Little Kim, Dave Chappelle. And a lot of people did not want to participate in it. And I get it to an extent with some of them. You know, there may be some, bones in the closet for some of them. For them as well, that they don't want revealed.
Maybe they didn't know. You know what I mean? Certain things to come out and say certain things.
I mean, this has been going on. The sex tape came out in the late 90s? Mm-hmm. And even then he was saying it was his brother who was in the sex tape, not him. So, I mean, let's just start there. That's why I thought it was interesting that his brothers are actually on this, because I can't wait to see what they got to say about this whole situation. Because I don't think that they are for him, pro R. Kelly. But, you know, I do believe, it was a big discussion I heard on the radio today on NPR about, you know, is this kind of what you were saying, Jesse? Is this he's been able to slide through the system? I mean, we got Harvey Weinstein that's going down, which he should go down. We got all these, white men, Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby, those were white women he was drugging, all these things. But when it came to the black women, it's like, okay, yeah, R. Kelly did it, or who cares?
Like,
and it,
But do you guys also think, because for me, we always heard the stories growing up, right? Like, and saw the videos and all that. For me, 100%. But it's like the OJ thing. Like, did he do it? Did he do it? Like, okay, we can watch the documentary. We can all feel how we want to.
Come on, look, I don't need to watch the documentary to have a smart answer to that question.
Right.
Let me just say that.
But it's like, and we all felt this. I felt the same way about R. Kelly. Like, we clearly know, like, it's a Bill and Monica situation. Like, we know what happened. But the more recent pictures that came out were with those girls in the basement and the attic. Once that's why I couldn't even have the conversation about who the R&B king is. Like, I don't.
Yeah, we talked about that a couple weeks ago.
I can't talk about your music anymore. I cannot talk about your music anymore because this story rings a bell.
Let me tell y'all something.
Louder.
I had to throw away 12 Play because of R. Kelly, and 12 Play was my shit.
Yeah.
All right, 12 Play. You can tell me nothing wrong about 12 Play.
Yeah.
I don't see nothing wrong with a bump and grind. But you know what? I had to throw that away because of R. Kelly. And look how long it took for unfortunately, for even black radio to stop playing him. You know, there was a whole debate earlier this year. You know,
complicit and implicit. We're complicit and implicit.
I love that. I
Complicit
love
and
that.
implicit.
I
We're
love that.
complicit and implicit.
You better come up with a T-shirt for that.
I cannot say that enough.
I feel that.
I cannot say that enough. We are so slow motion when it comes to black skin and what we're going to get behind and what we're not going to get behind and what we're going to speak out, and we're so very selective.
Yeah.
You understand, and that's another part of the issue.
But okay, but I'm gonna play devil's advocate with that, because what I'm gonna say is that us as black people and black men. I mean, now black men are sort of in a different light, even though we're still getting shot. We have a thing of, you know how it is, you know how it was growing up. You protect. You don't want to put all your business out there. You don't want to take a black person and degrade them in the white world's eye, because you want to keep that, keep it private.
Right.
You know, and I think that
Who though?
meaning you don't want to put
Degrade R. Kelly.
degrade
But what
degrade
about
a
the
black
women?
man. Well, I'm saying both. I mean both in that regard. But I think the focus used to be a lot on black men. I'm not saying that's right, but it was because of being in jail and getting shot and those type of things. Now it's it's still the focus, but I think that we have, as a black community, sometimes have been taught to keep things private and
Right.
in our community, and not
And that's the
let a lot of
problem.
things exposed to other races, because it's like, because we're already getting hit, we already got
Right.
racism attacking us, so then it's like, well, we don't want to put all of our stuff out there and have them have even more ammunition towards us. You know what I mean?
Well, the issue too is, okay, it's one thing, nobody wants to air their dirty laundry, right? I certainly don't want to air my dirty laundry. You don't want to air
No.
yours, and you don't want to air
No,
yours.
because mine can be
The
stinky.
problem is we're not even taking care of things in house.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
To the point where now
We're
you
not
have
even
to air your dirty
we're
laundry.
not even taking care of things in house. There are no greater sidebar conversations, in, let's say, black media, or what are we talking about when we go to NABJ? What are we talking about when we go to the Black Ivy? What are we discussing separately
Right.
in the community and in our culture to make sure that we're safeguarding our culture, to make sure that we're safeguarding our senses and our sensibilities, to make sure we're safeguarding our humanity, to make sure we're taking care of our men and our women and our girls and our young boys.
Yeah.
So it's one thing to not want to air your dirty laundry, but we're not doing enough in-house to make sure we're taking care of each other. That's why I applaud Taraji P. Henson, who just, she has a foundation in the name of her father. It escapes me right now. But it's for black mental health.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And we need that. We need that. There has to be a program set in place. Halle Berry has the Janedy Center for women who have been abused. I mean, we need more of that.
I
We
think-
need to talk about it.
For sure. I definitely see that in the community, but I actually see it. I just think that's going to be the longest fight. Reason being is because I don't think mental health, period, is accepted in the world yet. It's
Good point,
looked,
Justin.
people are looked down upon. People are, well, he needs an assistant aide.
Right,
Or,
yeah.
oh, he needs this. And then they become that person.
Yeah.
And, it's kind of somebody that we've learned to be ashamed of, but also at the same time applaud it. But we don't realize that, everybody has this. Everybody has some sort of it, and it's okay. It's actually great to discuss it, because sometimes we can heal each other.
That's true.
But we can't heal each other if we aren't discussing it. And so I feel like in the world, period, because it's not accepted, I applaud both of those women who are doing that, because it's like the trickle down.
Or the women
thing.
you're talking about. Jennifer Lewis has been on our show several
Oh,
times.
yeah.
And Jennifer Lewis.
And that's why she's literally my favorite
She is not
guest
afraid to talk about it.
ever.
You know what I mean? She
is
went
my-
in.
and she literally is. I'm gonna bring this up here. She brought me into the back room because I'm not afraid to talk about my dirty laundry, and she was the first. I never had known her story, and when she came here and she did that, I pulled her in the back room and I was like, "Yo, you just changed." And that's what you need. We need more people like that. So the fact that we have already named 3 black women right there who are making the effort towards that. That's where we need to be moving as a nation, period. Because once you deal with mental health, then you can start dealing with shit that needs to be fixed. But nothing's going to get fixed because everyone is fiending power. So it's almost like, you know, I've seen situations where I've seen the black man look at the down upon the black woman because, well, hey, I got the up and up right now.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep. Yep.
Whoa.
And that is.
You know, I see that with cultures. So
That's
then
par for
within the
course.
same culture, it's like, whoa. And then there's this divide between men and women now.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, there's-
how far back are we going?
Yeah. You know, I just know when it comes to R. Kelly, you know, and I think about any woman who says she has been victimized by him, and to just be in her place and to know that this person gets to get away.
Yeah.
Because he's the king of
Well, I mean,
R&B.
his ex-wife has been speaking out
Which
a
I'm
lot
so
right now.
thankful
I
that
don't know
she
if she's
is.
on the documentary, but she's talked about how she
Andrea
was
Kelly.
not sexually, but abused in several different formats, and how the image of R. Kelly is not who that image was, who she was married to.
But this story,
In the sense of the R&B king, and hey,
Yeah.
hey, let's have
They
fun,
never
and
are who
but at home it was a
listen,
different situation.
They are never who they are purported to be in the media.
That's true.
I mean, when you think about the women who
that's a character.
who stand by these men or have made a choice through their wedding vows, or whatever situation they've decided, to stand by their men, just requires another conversation.
Yeah, she said that she had been abused for so many years, and that the reason she's speaking out is because of the abuse, and also because he had cheated on her for so many times. She just mentally was broken down.
Well, and I love Sparkle because she's an artist too, and I think this could actually open the door for a lot of women in Hollywood, or just in Hollywood. I hear a lot of these fake relationships, right? And a lot of them are used to cover up, cheating stories, sexuality, a whole bunch of
Sure.
things. So Sparkle comes out, and tonight you'll see she says that she was told, do not speak to anybody. You are his date. You will go on this date, and you will not speak to anybody, and nobody. And she was wondering why people weren't speaking to her. They were told, do not speak to who he's coming with. And after a few times, she starts being like, well, that's not my character. So, hi, how are you? And that's how she found out the tea. And I think this opens up a bigger conversation because I see it a lot in Hollywood, with this whole setting situations up to make it look like, but then what's really happening behind the scene. And I think I'm interested to see that part.
Well,
with
Hollywood's a
Sparkle.
whole other. That's why I call it
Right.
Hollyweird.
Yeah.
Hollyweird. You know what I'm saying?
Hollyweird.
And I also thought it was interesting too that we have Aaliyah's mom who has been speaking out about this whole story, because one of the people who was featured on the documentary, a backup singer, Javante Cunningham, she says in the interview on the documentary that she witnessed basically sexual abuse from R. Kelly towards Aaliyah, in the sense of like she was an underage girl, he was having sex with her on a tour bus or something like that, and Aaliyah's mom has been very adamant and spoke up about the fact that she's like, I don't know who this girl is. I think she's making up the story. She's sort of siding with R. Kelly in this, and she's saying that like, listen, I never met this girl. That's not true. We were on every tour with my
but
daughter.
does she wanna
That
destroy
wasn't
her
happening. But I'm like,
daughter's
is that for you protecting your
legacy?
daughter's legacy, or is that the truth?
But here's the thing, Aaliyah's legacy is okay.
Yeah.
The mother is in question as a parent.
Right.
Okay.
But a lot of them were back then.
Right. The mother is in question. The parents are in question when it comes to Aaliyah, because Aaliyah was underage.
Yeah.
So her legacy as an artist is going to remain intact. But the mother and the father.
I would. What is
those
the mother?
adults
Do we know
who
the
are
mother?
around
That's
who are
true.
Called in, they are the ones.
They're the ones.
Who are being called into question.
Mhm.
So if it's any legacy, it's the mother that's now kind of, gurgling, underwater.
Yeah.
Because as a mother, did you sell your daughter out?
Well, it's like the father who the girl was found in the attic, and it was like, well, they were told like, drop your kid off here, and like, first of all, my mother would never.
Yeah, my mom wouldn't
mother
care
would be
about no
knocking on the
amount
door
of
like,
money.
hi,
Yeah,
who are you?
no.
What are you about?
Yeah,
I'll be
yeah.
right outside.
Exactly.
My
I'm
mom
parked
would've
in
never
the
dropped
fourth
off my
parking
sister.
spot from the
Yeah.
top. Like my brother, anybody, like a male, female,
Yeah.
period. Like
Yeah.
that's just freaking
My
weird.
parents were helicopter parents before
Yes.
helicopter parents was a thing.
I know that's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
They are are hoverers. They are two
Yeah.
Aries, and they are like, where's my girl?
Right.
Where is she?
Right.
She needs her snack. She needs. We got it.
We got this.
Like, sir, I'm momager. Hi.
Right.
All right. Well, let's move from this
All right.
and move
'Cause
on
we
to
talk about this for days.
maybe
Yeah.
could because I have like several more we could sprout out from. But all right, a little more positivity. We was talking about R&B and the king. Well, maybe Obama's coming for you. All right, so
You thought he was just the president.
You thought, but baby, he's got 3 charting hits, actually. Let's talk about this one that's current. So Barack Obama, he hit the R&B song chart with Christopher Jackson and BB Winans on the One Last Time 44 remix, because he's the 44th president, so the 44 remix.
I like that.
It came in number 22. Now, this is a release of a bunch of singles from the Hamilton play that were all remixed. Why did you pull that picture up?
I had to. I mean, it's just, it's fake. We know it's fake. It's not really him. Those arms don't even match. But I had such a love for this image
But the
when
thing
I saw
is,
it.
we're talking about R&B, and this is like, what are we?
Because it's polar opposite of who he is. That's why I had
100%
to.
is.
I had to.
But I love that somebody created.
I do
anything
too.
like
They
that.
got a lot of time on their hands.
A lot. But Obama doesn't apparently, because
No.
you know what I mean. He's out here.
He making
he's
hits.
3 hits. So he not only does he have this one, and mind you, if you download any of the songs, they all go to different nonprofits. 100% of the download. He's been on the charts twice before. If you guys remember, he did a Moment in History, the inauguration of Barack Obama, hit the charts, made it in the top 100, and then also Pop Off by JX Cannon featuring Obama. And then also, little Michelle Obama, she's had her she had her little hit.
She's killing
she's
it.
killing it
Yeah.
right now. So shout out to the Obamas.
And didn't she do carpool karaoke too? Didn't she?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm just waiting, honestly, like really what I'm waiting for, because I'm predicting it, I'm putting it out there, this is what's gonna happen. Michelle Obama will have a talk show, and it will be one of the greatest talk shows in all time. And the reason I say that is Oprah was the acceptance of a black woman in the mainstream, on camera, holding that power of, hi, you're going to come in, you're going to listen to me, I'm going to tell you what the fuck you're going to do with your
And the
life.
first.
The first. But what she did was a stepping stone to prepare for what Michelle Obama is going to do for the younger generation. I don't know where the spirit and sense comes from, but I promise you, I believe that it's going to happen.
That's manifest right there. Let's
Because
manifest it.
You know why I do?
Michelle Obama would do a television.
I feel
You don't
like
think
too
she
many
would?
people will be in her ear, because do you know how many fucking kids? Like, it blows my mind. Look up to this woman. Children, like, I'm like, you even understand what she
I can
does?
see it now
I
after
see it,
seeing the
right.
book tour. I could kind of see her doing the talk show now. I could see it. I could see it.
The only reason why I'm a little bit like, Michelle Obama joined a talk show is because I just think she wants her life to be her own.
I see that with her too.
I think she wants her life to be her own. I think to do a talk show-esque sort of platform like Oprah is not something that she would be on board with. I think maybe in a guest capacity, maybe, but to come in 5 days a week, an hour TV 5 nights a week,
It's
or
too
an
much
hour.
for her.
I just don't think she would do that.
Okay.
Especially
I want it.
after-
I'm here for it.
Especially after 8 years of being in the White House and everything that came along with that.
Yeah.
I
And
just feel like
definitely don't see- I
no,
don't
but I
see-
feel
no,
like
no, I don't see it
once the
soon.
girls are out of college,
Yeah, it needs to be
out of
some
high school,
time.
out of college,
'Cause
and
after
she and
that, that's
Obama
a
just
lot.
sitting there looking at each other, she might be like, let me do this little talk show.
Because
for
I
a
don't
little
see
bit.
I don't see
I'm here for it.
politician for her. I don't see.
Right.
But I know she knows that it's like, yes, your husband had this voice, but really the voice is you. Because after reading her book, after watching interviews with her, it's just like, girl, you got George Bush coming up to you at his father's fucking funeral, giving you candy. Like, you are so impactful. Like, I don't feel like she would feel like she's done her due diligence on this earth without being some sort of voice on a consistent basis.
I could see that.
I don't know.
Nothing
I don't
soon.
know. No,
I'm with you.
nothing soon.
Nothing
Right.
soon.
I don't
but-
know why. I just really feel it in my blood and my spirit. I do.
Well, it would definitely do well. But let me tell you what.
Listen, I mean, she got her brother to the White House.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Right. I mean, come on. I mean, let's just we could start and stop there.
Sold.
You know what I mean? Sold. That was a great thing. Another great thing is our Euroweb story spotlight of the week. We don't have music today. That's all right though. So we have, obviously we're talking about the Golden Globes that's coming up this weekend, and but we also came off of, I have to give credit where credit is due, because of course we've had several years ago Oscars So White, where we
Not even several. That was just a few years ago.
yes, two. Yeah, two. Excuse me. Let me rephrase that. Two.
Right.
2 years ago, and we've seen a bit of a transition, a small transition, but it's. Listen, I have to be positive when I give receive positivity. The positivity is that possibly this is a new realm and a new direction for the recognition of African Americans in the entertainment business, just all around. So we now just found out there's a new statistic that came out, or a new number that came out this year. With 2018, we saw like Get Out, we saw Black Klansman, saw several great films from African Americans. They just listed the top 5 that made. This says 2018 marked the first year for 5 films by Black creatives topped 100 million in North American ticket sales, y'all. Over $100 million. So the top 5 movies are, number 1. I mean, I'm gonna have y'all guess because y'all know number 1. Come on, what's number 1?
Black Panther.
Absolutely. Black Panther grossed 700 point.
The bald women
representing the beautiful
Damn.
chocolate ball women, 700.1 million in North America, 1.3 billion worldwide.
Michael
That's
and Chad.
stupid.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Michael and Chad.
It's stupid. Number 2.
So
Can y'all guess what it
Romance in
is?
Heaven.
This one I actually didn't think was number 2, but it's number 2.
What? No.
Creed 2.
Yeah, Creed. I was
Creed
gonna
2.
say Creed.
112.2 million. Number 3, Spider-Man, Into the Spider
Really?
Web?
Yeah.
The cartoon?
Yeah, 104 million.
That's what the Black Spider-Man.
Number
Miles.
4 was my man Denzel Washington, who crushed it in Equalizer 2.
I can't.
Crushed it, 102
Michael B.
million.
Jordan.
And then the 5th, our girl Oprah, A Wrinkle in Time, and Ava,
Wow.
100 million.
I liked A
That's
Wrinkle in Time.
amazing.
Yeah. So that's the top 5
Actually,
for the
there's
year.
another one too that I never had heard of, and I recently just watched on iTunes, and it just got The Darkest Mind, and it was with I want to say it was with not the girl from that, but I don't know who the girl is, and I'm mad I don't, because I've definitely recognized her, but my brain is fried. And it was so good. I totally recommend it because I just watched it.
Is that Amandla?
No. If it was, she was young. I felt like that girl
Oh,
was
okay,
young.
never mind. Okay.
But why was it? My friend has she has a daughter who is around the same age, and me watching it, I was just like, my friend was like, don't rent that, and I watched it. I was just like, wow, how amazing is it that now I was thinking of her. She gets to watch a movie like this where she is the lead character and she's the most powerful person in. Because A Wrinkle in Time was very fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
But this movie, The Darkest Mind, Darkest Hour, Darkest Mind, it was just so amazing for me to see a young black girl in that character. Like,
Yeah.
think of Harry Potter.
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember reading about it. I didn't see it, but I remember reading about it. Now I got to go check it out.
$2.99 on iTunes. You guys can rent it right now. Let's get
Put it out there. All right. Well, go ahead.
I was going to say what I'm excited about is this new Washington dynasty that we have here with Denzel Washington. You know, you just said he was in the movie Equalizer. Now we have his son,
Yes.
John David Washington, who was a chip off the old block, who is nominated this year. Sunday we'll see if he's going to take that Golden Globe.
And that's a great segue because we're going to talk about what some of these nominations. Now, the funny thing is, before I even get to the nominations, I want to throw this out there because some people have had a little bit of things to say about the fact that John David was nominated, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it took years for Denzel, his father, to win, and now and get the recognition that they feel like his son now, who's only done one, theoretically one major film, has gotten the recognition off of that. But it took Denzel so many years to get to the place of where he is.
That's okay because that's how it is.
Okay.
Denzel fought, so when he did have a son,
He set the
daughter,
way.
and just not just for his son, but for anyone, for everybody, who is coming behind him, the next generation. Every generation fights harder so that the generation coming up behind them can move more.
Because I bet you he
smoother.
wasn't a part of that
Right.
complaining voice.
No, he
At
wasn't.
all.
No, it's just
He
there's always
understands
there's always some
Right.
critics who got something to
I mean,
say.
listen, it's just I often look at the landscape of how things happen in this country and how one group of people are just able to ascend rather quickly and the rest of us are just left behind trying to figure it out and mill about. I'm so happy that it didn't take John David Washington long to get that nomination. He worked, he earned it, he's been studying. Denzel Washington is his father. If it were any other actor of any other hue, this wouldn't even be a conversation.
You're right.
Wouldn't even
Is it
be
just
in the
because they're
narrative.
black? Yeah,
Absolutely.
you're right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No one ever calls into question when it's I don't even know, a Spielberg or whomever.
Yeah.
No one's going to be like, no. This business is about nepotism. Period.
Yeah.
So don't flinch when it is a person of color.
What's Goldie Hawn's daughter,
Goldie
Kate
Hawn.
Hudson,
Right.
when she was nominated for the.
Which I'm not. She like.
But she
again,
was fresh off, fresh and new, and no one questioned
Right.
about, oh, your mom was Goldie Hawn, and why
Right.
did you get this,
Right.
yeah.
Instead
I
of
mean,
saying,
it's- I
"Hey,
mean,
the
it's
movie's
like-
good. They were good in the
Yeah.
movie."
Generation
Boom.
after generation. I mean,
Yeah.
Mariska Hargitay. I mean, her mother was some old
Right.
stuff. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just like this is just what it is.
Yeah.
Hollywood is built
Off
on
of that,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And so I'm so happy that finally Black people can participate in that level of nepotism and just grandstand all the way out for it.
Amen.
I'm
Yeah, I
for
mean,
it.
this is the year. I mean, I know they said this past year, 2018, was obviously a big year for us with things like Black Panther and Get Out and those type of things. But this year, with
Wait,
the
was
2019
was Get Out really this year?
I think Get Out
Or
was,
was it last year?
the
Yeah, it was 2017.
Well, it was
won
2017, but it won in
in
2018.
2018.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So now we have the new Golden Globes that are coming out this Sunday.
Yep.
So the presenters announced so far are Halle Berry, Sterling K. Brown, Taraji P. Henson, Michael
so
B.
then no
Jordan,
host.
Lupita. No host as of yet, from what I've heard.
I know, Michael. You gonna come looking
Octavia
so fine.
Spencer,
I'm so excited.
Lena. How do you pronounce Lena's last name? Wait, is it
Waithe.
Waithe?
Waithe.
Okay, it's Waithe. Okay. Now, some of the nominations are Best Motion Picture, Drama, Black Klansman. Big. I mean, that's big.
Yeah.
Come on. Spike been in the game for
Right.
c-
Right.
Did he get nominated for Inside Man?
I don't believe he was nominated for Inside Man.
Okay,
No.
maybe not that. Maybe okay. I just remember some award, like they were recognition with Inside Man. Best Motion Picture, Drama, Black Panther. Best Original Song, Kendrick Lamar and SZA. I mean, that's huge. I mean, especially for SZA, like she's so dope, and
Well,
I'm like,
just
having-
period. That soundtrack alone.
Just to-
Even
just
with the
for that to be
Grammys,
nominated.
like,
Right,
they're
exactly.
They're up for so many Grammys.
Best Original Score, Black Panther. Best Motion Picture, Musical or Comedy, Green Book, even though there was a lot of controversy
Yeah.
around that film as well.
I haven't
For
seen it
sure.
yet. I want to
Yeah.
see it.
I love that If Bill Street Could Talk is getting so much recognition. Best Motion Picture Drama. I'm really excited about that. And I know that it's
Listen,
going to...
that Regina King,
I
Yo.
haven't seen it yet.
I just hope and pray she brings it home.
I think they're going to give it to her.
Yeah.
Pose Best Television Series. Pose Best Television Series Drama. Donald Glover Best Actor in TV Series Atlanta. Stephen James for Homecoming. Barry Jenkins Best Screenplay If Bill Street Could Talk. Regina King Best Performance by an Actress in a Supportive Role If Bill Street Could Talk. Regina King Best Actress in Limited Series for 7 Seconds. Spike Lee Best Director Black Klansman. They better get. Listen. You better
let me
just
tell
give it to Spike. Give it to Spike.
Here's what will blow my mind. Okay, there are 5 films in that category. 3 of them are, we'll say African American films, just for lack of a better term. So you have If Bill Street Could Talk, Black Klansman, and Black Panther,
Yeah.
right? And if none of them win,
There's no way.
I just-
Honestly, there's
No.
way.
They won't do. It's
my
not gonna
Like
happen.
the first of all, the cultural effect that Black
Yeah.
Panther had, period, which is why I honestly think it might get a sweep.
Yeah.
Period. Just period.
Yeah.
Period. You broke into
right?
the comic book world. Like, do you that world is so big, which is also why I do want to really also put a big highlight on the show Pose, because
That's big.
that in just not the gay world, but the black gay
Yeah.
world is
Right.
so big because the representation of black gay men on television is very one-dimensional, or it's slandered against, where everyone's either DL or they're an effeminate man. Like, so the fact that story is being retold in a way and even being nominated, I'm just like, I'm so happy for all of these nominations.
And a couple others I just want to mention.
Oh.
Tandy Newton, sorry, Best Supporting Actress in Westworld, which she definitely deserved. But I think she was nominated before. I think she's even won before. John David Washington, Best Performance by an Actor in Motion Picture, which we talked about already. The full list you can go to, NBC.com, get the full list. You can go Google it, you get the full list. But I'm really happy about this.
Black Panther, listen, not only does Black Panther, for it to be a comic series, is that a big deal? But it's a bigger deal because it represents the power of the Black dynasty.
Absolutely.
The real Black dynasty. Like, this is who we are. You know, before they had us in chains, we were kings and queens. And it's just so important for anyone, everyone. That's why it's so powerful globally. Because people are able to dial into the beauty of who we are.
I agree.
And this is the legacy of who we are.
I agree with that, and also what excites me about that, of what you just said, is the fact that this is just the beginning. Like, we had a great year as African Americans this year. I feel like 2019 is going to be even better.
Gonna be crazy.
Have you seen the trailer for Us?
Up about it, but I do think I'm excited for it. But I am up about it. I am a little up about it. I am. I'm gonna watch the movie. But the trailer, actually watching because I'm very excited for it, but I've watched it like 4 or 5 times now, and I'm just kind of like, because I'm like a horror movie like.
Oh, you're talking to.
Yeah, I know, and that's what makes me a little nervous about it. I don't want to go into it thinking horror movie. That's what only thing.
I'm not gonna have any. I'm just gonna go into it. I want to know the deep message.
That I think Us is going to have. Because, you can put racial to it, but just period.
I don't think we're going to be disappointed.
You know who I would love to talk to from this new movie, Us, that's coming out? The children.
Yeah. We're actually going to have some of them on Black Hollywood Live in a couple weeks.
Right.
So.
There's this young
Come
actress, Shahidi. I will.
The young girl.
Shahidi Joseph, and I often, when I think of her, I think about Drew Barrymore. And I wonder what the impact of this film is going to have on her psyche. I just wonder.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. 2019 is going to be.
I think it's going to be a good year for us as African Americans, and just I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it, and we got the Golden Globes, and
this
Sunday.
Golden Globes is historic.
This is going to be a historic one.
This is historic. What happens January the 6th, 2019 is definitely going to set the tone for what happens for the rest of award season and what is the future of Black people in film and television.
I agree.
Yeah.
And that's all I got. But we're like, tell us about you real quick. What do you got going on? What's new?
What's new with me? Well, I am in town to cover the Golden Globes, so I'll be there this Sunday, January the 6th. I will be in the media room, so I will be trying to do a little bit of like tweeting and live shots as things are happening live, as those as the winners are being announced, trying to get those quick one-on-one interviews. It's a little difficult in the media room, but I am a pro.
But I will say this: the best interview I ever got was actually in the media room. It was Leo DiCaprio.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even get him on the carpet. I got him out of the media room.
Yeah, I was going to say the media. A lot of people, a lot of journalists too, because they're like, I'm not on the carpet. I'm in the media room. But I do extremely well.
Oh, I know you
in
do.
the media room, so I'm super excited. I was here a month ago for the nominations. I was in the room when they announced, Black Panther. I got a chance to speak with Janedy.
I love her.
Yeah, how do you say her last?
Guerra. Yeah.
Say it again.
Denai Guerra.
Guerra. Yeah.
The only reason I know that is because I did The Walking Dead for AfterBuzz for like 4 seasons, so I had to say her name all the time.
Yeah. She's such a joy.
And she's beautiful.
So sweet.
And super cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so having an opportunity to speak with her, she was like, oh my God, like I wasn't even well aware. She was like, I was so busy trying to make sure my lines were right in announcing the other nominations that I didn't even dial into the fact that Black Panther had been nominated. So to get her and that raw emotion was definitely fantastic. And I just cannot wait to see with the cast of Black Panther, what are they going to pump on that carpet on Sunday? They are going to bring it.
They're going to bring it.
Michael, you better come in all coach because you just got that new campaign.
Well, I want to see how they're going to do themselves because last year I interviewed them at the Oscars and they all were together, and but it was like, like they all had they had similar outfits on. So I want to see what they bring this year. You know what I mean? Because also Golden Globes is about the style too.
Yeah.
It's like, what are they going to bring?
They're going to come in full regalia, and I'm here for it. I cannot wait.
Well, we're proud of you. We're glad to have you.
Thank you.
And you doing your thing. This girl, she makes it happen. I'm proud of her. I've seen her career blossom for many years, and I'm excited to see where you go next.
Oh, I'm going to listen to Sky is the Limit. You talking about Michelle Obama show, Tanisha Grant.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
Hey, where can fans find you when they want to know all about your interviews and what you're doing and all that stuff?
Yes, you can find my work on blackinamerica.com, hbcuconnect.com, and blackhistory.com. And you can also follow me on Twitter at Tanisha_Grant. And I'm on Instagram at Tanisha Grant. I know it's 3 names, but that's what my parents wanted it to be. So yeah, if you could say Sarah Jessica Parker, you could say Tanisha Grant. So follow.
Boom.
Okay.
All right. Like I don't even want to follow up with that. Go ahead, Jesse.
Y'all can hit me up everywhere at DJ Jesse J.
You can hit me up at Derrial Christon on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and the new season of This Is LA, which will be coming out in a couple weeks, and you'll see me there. All right, y'all. Peace.
Bye.
From executives Keven Undergaro, Derrial Christon, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio. Instagram me at KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in.